Another day, another dumb thing an Xbox executive says. The thing that I want to talk to you about today is a little kerfuffle, I guess, that occurred last week revolving around Xbox, a certain marketing executive that I don't have any particular fondness for, and a franchise that I have wanted to come back for a number of years now in a big way, Banjo-Kazooie. So what occurred last week was that there was a Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 influencer event, and a Spanish YouTuber and personality, and I hope to God I'm pronouncing this correctly, Puerta al Sotano, I hope I pronounced that correctly, said that at this Microsoft Flight Simulator event, which the marketing executive from Xbox, Aaron Greenberg, yes, the same person who infamously has said dumb things like 60 frames is the standard for Xbox Series X this gen, Hi-Fi Rush surpassed every metric of success, and we have a big marketing campaign for Hellblade 2 planned. And those are a few of the dumb things the guy has said over the years. So at this marketing event, which Aaron Greenberg was attending, there was apparently a PR person who asked fans at the event which games they would like to see again from Xbox. And this YouTuber, Puerta al Sotano, answered Banjo-Kazooie. And allegedly, Aaron Greenberg tried making a joke, and he said, "Oh, nobody cares about Banjo-Kazooie." And of course, with the internet being the internet, this was picked up, and it kind of snowballed into a little thing last week, and it even prompted Aaron Greenberg to come out and respond to the thing on Twitter. He was responding to someone who retweeted the story from My Nintendo News, which is admittedly not a good website, but this person retweeted that article where they were talking about how Xbox's marketing head told people nobody cares about Banjo-Kazooie, and he said, "If this is actually true, I'm going to assume that it was sarcasm lost in translation. I have a hard time believing that Aaron Greenberg," and he tagged the guy in it, "would say something like this publicly." To which Aaron Greenberg responded with, "Correct, I absolutely know how much Banjo-Kazooie means to our fans and gamers everywhere. It holds a special place in my heart, growing up playing these classic games." And he added a little banjo with an emoji and 2 green hearts around it. "See guys, look, I love Banjo-Kazooie. I put 2 green hearts and a banjo in my Twitter handle. Doesn't that show how much I love Banjo-Kazooie?" So the thing to note with this response was that he wasn't outright denying that he said this, and the assumption is that this was kind of made as a joke. But even if this was said as a joke, it's still not a good look for the marketing executive at Xbox to say something like this, especially since Banjo-Kazooie is kind of a sore spot for many longtime people that are fans of Xbox and Banjo-Kazooie in general. But let's say this never happened. It still got me thinking, do people care about Banjo-Kazooie? And I thought about this, and because I'm a normal gamer and don't possess Xbox executive brain rot, the answer I came up with after less than a minute of thinking about it was yes and no. So a couple reasons why people care about Banjo-Kazooie outside the obvious reasons that it's a beloved platformer from the 90s. It's one of the most beloved platformers of all time, actually. It's one of the big, iconic, rare games from when they were at their creative peak. But as I said in my video last week, a smart thing that more video game companies need to do is see which players aren't being served, and serve them high-quality stuff. Astrobot has clearly shown that an audience of nostalgic adults are out there that are craving 3D platformers that take them back to a more simple time in their childhood. At this very moment, there are thousands, maybe even millions of adults in their 30s that loved Banjo-Kazooie when they were kids and would pay good money to relive the simple joy that the game brought them in their childhood. And guess what, Xbox? Those adults might share that joyful experience with their children if they have any, or younger siblings, and then bingo, you've potentially won over a portion of a new generation of kids to Banjo-Kazooie. You then invest a little more in the IP, build it up from there, and hey, there you go, another mascot for you guys. Now, the obvious reason why people do not care about Banjo-Kazooie is, because Xbox hasn't done a fucking thing with the series since 2019, when they allowed Banjo-Kazooie to be in Smash Ultimate. And of course people don't give a shit about Banjo-Kazooie in the eyes of Xbox's marketing executive. Most young kids don't know they exist! So of course they don't care. And what also bothers me about Xbox's aggravating unwillingness to bring the series back in any meaningful way is that I can think of 3 potential reasons against it, and none of them make any sense to me. So if their reasoning is that Rare is too busy and no other team under Microsoft's umbrella wants to take on the project, which that alone I have a hard time believing, that doesn't cut it. You are Microsoft. There are tons of talented teams out in the wild that would love a chance to work on Banjo-Kazooie. Hell, maybe even a little unknown indie studio is out there that is really talented and could bring Banjo-Kazooie back to prominence in a big way. And another thing, if their reasoning is that no one cares, then, like I said, put some effort into making people care. You have a little service called Game Pass Ultimate. You have an audience of players who would be delighted to get instant access to a new Banjo-Kazooie game. You've also got Rare Replay, which, while available on Xbox consoles, is not available on PC. And neither is Banjo-Kazooie HD version that you released on Xbox 360 a number of years ago. Maybe if you put that on PC, gauge where the interest is there, you'd see that there is a pocket of people that would be more than willing to buy a new Banjo-Kazooie because the interest is out there. You're not doing obvious things that could get people interested in Banjo-Kazooie again, outside of putting them in Smash Ultimate. And speaking of Smash Ultimate, if their reasoning is that a new Banjo-Kazooie wouldn't be a financial success, then that's just nonsense. Even ignoring their bullshit about Game Pass allowing devs to safely try new things without fear of negative consequences, because that worked out so well for Hi-Fi Rush, this would make money. You know how? You put it on a little known console called the fucking Nintendo Switch. If Sony can put their stupid Lego Horizon game on the Switch day one, Xbox would make an assload of money putting a new Banjo-Kazooie game on the Switch on day one. There are loads of Switch owners who flock to Banjo-Kazooie on Nintendo Switch Online. I guarantee they would spend the $60 to play a brand new high quality BK game. And because Banjo-Kazooie doesn't require a stupidly large budget for graphics and scope, there's potential for a big return on investment for Xbox. You just try. You try, and you're not doing it. Making a new Banjo-Kazooie is a win-win situation all around. And yet Xbox seems incapable of recognizing the clear benefits. And it's just insanity. I don't want to hear any more from the Lord and Savior deity Phil Spencer. Banjo fans, we hear you out there. It's like, shut the fuck up. Unless you have a game to put in front of people, shut the fuck up about Banjo-Kazooie. So shut the fuck up, Phil Spencer. Shut the fuck up, Aaron Greenberg. No one wants to hear your jokes about, oh, nobody cares about Banjo-Kazooie. People do. You and your other cohorts at Xbox just haven't done fucking shit to get people to care.